Hi, some thoughts for today, the last Sunday in Trinity. When the Guru sat down to worship each evening in the ashram, his cat would get in the way and distract the proper order of worship. So he decided the cat had to be tied to his seat during evening worship. Long after the Guru died, the cat continued to be tied during evening worship. When the cat eventually died, another cat was brought to the ashram so that it could be duly tied during evening worship. Centuries later, learned essays and papers were written by the Guru's disciples on the essential role of a cat in all properly conducted worship. Sometimes we do wonder, whether it be inside the church or outside it, why particular things are done the way they are. The actual reason for a custom or tradition is lost in the mists of time, but they still happen anyway. Today, though, Jesus is in conversation with a group of Pharisees who are experts in the Jewish law and all the whys and wherefores, why things should be done this way and not that way. They have heard that Jesus has just got the better of the Sadducees, so they want to have a go at putting Jesus in his place. Their specialist subject is the law. Now, the law consisted of some 613 commandments, so there are plenty of questions they could ask. Instead of focusing on one of the commandments, the Pharisees asked Jesus, "So out of all the commandments, which is the greatest?" Jesus quotes Deuteronomy chapter 6 for the first part of his answer. You must love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, and soul. Then he quotes Leviticus 19, saying, you must love your neighbour as yourself. To finish his answer off, Jesus tells the Pharisees that on these two commandments hang the whole law and the words of the prophets. His answer is a little dig at the Pharisees, for he wants to tell them that they must love their God and their neighbour. These two commandments must go together, says Jesus. They cannot be separated. Jesus, throughout his life, wanted to make sure that these two commandments should always be taken together. His argument with the authorities was that they may know the law, but they ignored the plights and the needs of the poor. There is still that danger and that criticism today. Graham Greene, the author, wrote that the church knows all the rules, but does not know what goes on in a single human heart. There is a terrible sterility about the lives of those who claim to love God, but in reality dispense themselves from all obligations to love other people. Some people have at best got only half of the gospel. We are asked by God and Jesus to love God and our neighbour. This may mean sometimes having to confront authority or to publicly display our love and concern for those who have been hurt, as with the Black Lives Matter movement. Dom Helder Camara, the priest and archbishop from Brazil, said this, "When I give bread to the poor, they call me a saint. But when I ask why the poor have no bread, they call me a communist." In his book, Compassion, Henry Nouwen, a wonderful Dutch priest and writer, wrote, "We cannot set the captives free when we do not confront those who carry the keys." Jesus confronted those who kept so many locked away from the world around them and from the opportunity to be what they could be. Jesus also fed the poor and ate with them, and as a result became very unpopular with the authorities of the day. Our concern for those in need, or in difficulty should give our prayer and our worship an added purpose and direction, to bring their situation to God and also to the world around us. We may wonder about the purpose and meaning about some of the things that may happen, but if we love God and our neighbour, the world will be in no doubt as to what we are all about. So keep well, keep safe, and God bless.